Castles stand as imposing symbols of medieval power and romance, their stone walls whispering tales of knights and kings. Yet, these formidable structures were far more than just grand homes for royalty and nobility. They were meticulously designed fortresses, engineered with a singular, brutal purpose. Every aspect of a castle's construction was carefully considered to maximize the defender's advantage. Their primary function was not merely to deter, but to trap and kill any who dared to assault them. This design minimized an attacker's chances of success, turning the very landscape into a weapon. The very layout of a medieval castle was a deadly labyrinth, a series of calculated obstacles. Concentric walls were a key design feature, often featuring multiple layers of defense. Attackers were thus forced to navigate a series of increasingly difficult challenges. Each wall presented a new and formidable challenge to the enemy's advance. These layered defenses were designed to slow down the enemy's progress at every turn. This deliberate delay exposed attackers to withering fire from above, turning their approach into a gauntlet. Outer walls were often constructed to be lower in height than inner defenses. This seemingly counterintuitive design was intentional, as these outer walls were often designed to be breached. Breaching them, however, drew attackers into a designated killing zone, a deadly trap. The entrance, typically the most vulnerable point of any fortress, was consequently the most heavily fortified. The gatehouse was not a simple doorway, but a complex structure, a choke point designed for maximum lethality. It often featured multiple layers of defense within its confines. A heavy iron portcullis was a standard feature, a massive grate that could be dropped with devastating speed. This portcullis could effectively trap attackers within the gatehouse itself, cutting off their retreat. Above, small openings known as murder holes lined the ceiling. These murder holes allowed defenders to pour boiling oil, hot sand, or a barrage of projectiles onto the trapped attackers below. The gate itself was often flanked by formidable towers. These flanking towers provided archers with a commanding view of the approach. From these elevated positions, defenders could rain down arrows on the approaching enemy. Every element of the gatehouse was a testament to its purpose, to ensnare and eliminate. It was a bottleneck of death, designed to break the will of any invading force. The design and placement of the towers were crucial for a castle's defense. Towers were strategically positioned to provide overlapping fields of fire, creating a deadly crossfire. This ensured that virtually no area around the castle walls was safe from attack. Arrow slits, narrow openings in the walls, allowed defenders to shoot while minimizing their own exposure to enemy fire. These slits were often angled to provide a wide field of view for the archer, while presenting only a tiny target to the attacker. Machicolations were projecting structures built out from the top of the walls, featuring openings in their floors. These allowed defenders to drop stones, boiling oil, or other deadly projectiles directly onto attackers at the base of the wall. They eliminated the blind spot directly beneath the battlements. These features transformed the castle walls into active weapons. They were not merely barriers, but platforms from which to unleash a continuous barrage. The very architecture was designed to inflict maximum damage on an assaulting force. Even seemingly simple features within a castle's design were meticulously crafted for defense. The deliberate lack of straight lines in walls and towers, for instance, forced attackers to expose their flanks as they navigated the complex angles. This made them vulnerable to enfilading fire. The placement of windows and doors was also carefully considered, far beyond mere aesthetics. Their positioning prevented easy access for attackers, often being small, high, and difficult to reach. This strategic placement also provided defenders with the best possible vantage points for observation and defense. Every architectural choice, from the grandest tower to the smallest opening, served a defensive purpose. The castle was a cohesive system, where each element contributed to the overall strategy of attrition and elimination. It was a fortress designed to wear down and destroy. In essence, a medieval castle was a sophisticated killing machine, a testament to brutal ingenuity. Its design was a chilling reflection of the ruthlessness of its builders and the harsh realities of medieval warfare. Survival depended on the ability to inflict maximum damage on the enemy. It also depended on minimizing one's own vulnerability, turning every stone into a shield and a weapon. The romantic image of the castle, often depicted in tales of chivalry, frequently obscures its brutal reality. These structures were not built for comfort or beauty alone. These formidable structures were built to trap, to ensnare an enemy within their deadly embrace. They were built to kill, to systematically eliminate any threat to those within their walls. Ultimately, they were built to ensure the survival of those who commanded them. The castle stands as a stark reminder of a time when architectural brilliance was synonymous with military might. It was a fortress designed not just to withstand, but to actively destroy. Its legacy is one of strategic violence, etched in stone.